All right, YouTube, we back with another one, man. And yes, I got the same 3 guns laying right here on the table just because I want to talk to y'all real quick about ammo and which ammo should you be choosing for your firearms. Now, I'm not going to be showing any ammo in here. Normally, I will be pulling out boxes and showing y'all the different kinds. But listen, man, that's what Google's for at the end of the day. I'm not trying to get, desensorized or whatever you want to call it that YouTube does. Trying to follow these guidelines and stay on par with the videos. Basically, I just want to make the video real quick telling y'all, this is my opinion. This is how I do things whenever I get a new firearm or how I treat the current firearms that I have as far as with the ammo, what type of ammo I'm feeding. Now, this will vary, man, based on what type of firearm you have because all handguns, pistols, rifles, whatever, they all react differently to different ammo. You got some ammo that's snappier, some ammo that'll make this gun bark and shoot flames out. Then you got some stuff that's a little lighter on the recoil. So a lot of times people want stuff that, are not going to probably recoil as much, maybe like the lighter loads. But for me, it's more about the reliability. So what I personally do when I get a gun, when I first get a gun and I've never shot it, I try to buy a few different boxes of ammo. I don't just try to feed it one brand of ammo. I try to go ahead and get, just like maybe a box here, a box there, or maybe 2 boxes of one brand. And for me, if a gun could run 1 box of 50 rounds of a certain type of ammo or 20 rounds of good ammo, like Hornady or like Underwood and stuff like that, then it's going to be able to run it. 9.8 times out of 10, it'll be able to run that. If it could cycle through a full mag or a full box of ammo, chances are it's more than likely going to be good with that ammo. It's going to enjoy eating the ammo up. Because you got some guns like my micro dagger that I'm still actually trying to basically dial in and figure out how to mess around with it because I bought the comp version and it doesn't really like the 115 grain. It's like a hit or miss. I'm getting like double feeds and, lately it's been good. The last range trip I had, I just had a few double feeds. And like I said, I think that was a magazine issue. But I've been told to run 124 grain on the comp guns. So that's what I'm going to try to do because that's the first gun that I actually ever bought that has a comp on it. But as far as these typical regular guns that don't have comps or anything special like that, like I said, whether it's a 10 mil, 357, 9mm, 40, 45, I feel like it's good to do the same no matter what it is. Even if it's known to be reliable, I will still buy at least 3 or 4 different brands at minimum, especially on the first range trip, just to see what it could do, what it's going to like. And the reason why you want to do that is because you might be stuck to a particular brand that might be out of stock. You know how it is nowadays, Sometimes it's hard to find certain brands of ammo that might be sold out or it might be priced higher. So you might want to get something a little bit on the cheaper side. Prices fluctuate between brands and things like that. So a lot of times they might not have what you want, or if they do have your normal, the price might be a little higher on it. So you might want to get something of an alternative just for that time being until the prices go down on the brand that you normally get. So that's why I do that, because a lot of times I'll cycle through different types of ammo and things like that based on, whatever is on sale, or, at least I know if I've ran all types of different ammo through that gun already, then I know I can feed it those 4 or 5 different type of brands that I've ran through it. And a lot of y'all probably wondering why I'm always showing off my 19X. It's not in this video. We're just gonna make this video all black everything. So that's all, just the all black everything edition. No 19X in this video, but it's still gonna get brought up because at the end of the day, that gun has a lot of ammo a lot of different types of ammo ran through it. A lot of rounds ran through it. For an average Joe like me that I don't get to shoot as often, I've that Glock 19X has seen its days. And when I tell you I've ran a bunch of different ammo through it, I've ran off-brand, cheap brand, reman, steel case, aluminum case, literally any type of ammo you could think of, hollow points, 127, 124 grain, whatever you want to call it. That gun has never failed me, and I can attest to it because I've proven that by time and time again practicing with it. So because I did it with that gun, I've done that with almost every gun I got. I've always bought at least 3 or 4 different brands of ammo to run through and see what is going to cycle. Because how about if you go and buy 1,000 rounds of PMC or 1,000 rounds of CCI, which is one of the best FMJ ball ammo brands around, that you could actually run thousands of rounds of that without having malfunctions. Now, let's just say you get that one dud out of the box and you go and buy 1,000 rounds and that gun doesn't like any of that ammo. Now you got 1,000 rounds sitting around that you're probably gonna have to get another gun to feed through. So, and a lot of y'all are always talking about this breaking period crap, man. Listen, I don't buy into that stuff. I don't believe in breaking periods, because if the gun's going to mess up from the beginning, chances are it's going to continue to mess up. And at the end of the day, if you buy a gun and you're somebody like me, more than likely you buying that gun to also carry it. None of my guns are sitting around. They all getting rotated. I'm not buying a gun to sit in the shelf, or I'm not buying a gun to hang up on the wall. These are not trophies, These are tools. You use them to your advantage. Now there'll be times where I might use this as a range tool and I won't carry it for a month or two. But then there'll be times where I'll have this, on my hip, or also I meant to say have this in the safe and this will be on my hip. So I do cycle around and I do train with all my guns, for that matter, so that I can be very familiar with all of them. Now, with that being said, back to the subject, I don't believe in that breaking period. Y'all be trying to, get up on these reviews talking about, the brand new SIG is going through a breaking period, Got a brand new SIG out right now that's malfunctioning on every video I watch. And I actually like that SIG. And this isn't a bad SIG. They put out some pretty nice guns, but they always have quality issues. Just watch people like SPN. SPN Firearms, I've been watching him for a while, and he said it. SIG is plagued with problems. And there's other brands too, but that's one that gets talked about so much and compared to Glock. And it's like they have so many failures, and people always want to use and throw around that word of, the breaking period. I don't believe in that. If your gun jams at the first range trip, then chances are you got a dud. That gun ain't gonna work, or it's gonna give you problems. There should be no such thing as a breaking period when you using that gun to, have your life on the line. If you carrying that and somebody tries you, or you got to defend yourself, you're gonna pull that gun out and tell somebody, oh yeah, my gun going through a breaking period right now. Like, hold on, come on, man. You be a sitting duck, man. So at the end of the day, this is why I tell y'all, man, this is how I do it. I don't know how anybody else does it, but there is no particular brand out there to run. There is no particular grain out there to run, because you got a bunch of different type of grains for different guns. You got 115, 124, 125, 147, 180, depending on the caliber you running, you got all the way up to, 200, 220, or even more than that, But at the end of the day, I feel it's best as you just get whatever you can get your hands on. I don't care if it's cheap stuff, good stuff. If your gun can run that, then chances are your gun is going to be able to run the good stuff that burns good and doesn't dirty your gun up. If it can run the cheap crap, it's going to be able to run the good stuff. So don't listen to other people, man, because I did all this experimenting on my own. I didn't know anything about the gun community or how people did stuff when they first bought a gun. I didn't have that type of advice. I didn't go on YouTube and look for this type of advice. It wasn't until I started getting into guns for real, like really seriously, that I started looking this stuff up and started seeing what other people do. And it turns out that I didn't really do anything wrong, because at the end of the day, it's, you practice what you practice what you preach, and at the end of the day, you live and you learn. So, you learn something new every day, whether it comes to just a life lesson or just if you're into firearms, whatever it is, you're going to learn something new about it every day, whether you know it or not. So at the end of the day, that's how I did it. Like I said, I didn't have any guidance with that. I just went out, just started buying a bunch of different stuff, because at the end of the day, I've had people tell me, oh, that aluminum's going to ruin your gun. That steel case ammo is going to ruin your gun. I've shot maybe 300-400 rounds of steel case ammo through my Glock 19X and my Glock 26, and I never had a failure with them. Even my PSA dagger, the compact, not the micro, but the compact, I've shot over 250 rounds of steel case through that already. No issues, no hiccups, no anything. And that's a so-called budget gun, and it works great. That's a Glock clone, and that works great. So at the end of the day, it's best to just test your guns. Don't listen to these reviews. Don't even listen to me. Take what I tell you with a grain of salt, because I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm living and I'm learning every day, and whatever information I can get out there to y'all, try to help y'all better yourself and don't make the mistakes I made. I'm going to try and do that to the best of my knowledge. But all in all, man, I just like politicking with y'all, trying to talk about new topics, but a lot of times I like to give out helpful stuff, things that I wish I knew when I was coming up in the gun community and trying to learn, you know, how to be tactical or professional, whatever you want to call it, because somewhere down the line, you're always going to have that person that wants to try to correct you and make you feel like you don't know what you're doing. But like I said, you know, when it came to ammo, people always told me that stuff was no good. My AKs, my AK pistols, they run through steel case. And if you know anything about AKs, you know, people could down them all they want, but they reliable, man. They work. They will eat steel case for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you will never have a malfunction, at least not with the ones I got, you know. So at the end of the day, I don't listen to what other people say, man. I watch a lot of people on here, and I take everything with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, you can only experiment for your own self. You know, you got to do what's best for you. So just like I said, man, take this video with a grain of salt. You know, I'm trying to give y'all, you know, the best advice that I can. That's how I do things. But like I said, however you decide to do things is good with me either way, you know. But don't let nobody tell you any different, because like I said, when it comes to ammo, you know, things could get expensive. So you got to buy whatever you can get your hands on. But if you're going to do that, be sure to get to that range as soon as you can. Run the ammo through that gun. Run that gun to the ground, man. See if it can run that ammo. If it does, then hey, look, now you know that's another brand you can rely on that you know your gun is not going to fail you with. So I don't want to talk too much more, man. Just wanted to get that out there to y'all. If y'all want to know anything else, you already know what to do, man. Hit me up in that comment section. I try to respond to y'all as soon as I can. Otherwise, I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Y'all be safe out there.